quite believe in altruism, but I'm a man of my word. If someone provides information which does get the real killer, you will get the money. That's your first question about the Jolly Roger. Keep in mind, Belize was founded as a pirate colony.
That's why I said that, yeah.
And for 200 years, it had no flag other than the Jolly Roger. The British, when they took it over, didn't really take it over as a country. They were actually helping the pirates because the pirates attacked the Spanish galleons coming from South America that had to go right by the reef outside. And so Belize was a benefit to the British and continued to be a benefit up until the 1950s. And that's when England abandoned it. As with many colonies that England has abandoned, self-governance is not as easy as it first appears.
No kidding. Continuing here, I could ask so many questions, and I will, but what else do you, I mean, obviously you're now just not writing on your blog. You've reached out to Infowars.com to speak to folks. Why did you reach out to us?
I'll be really frank with you, sir. My advisor suggested it. This is the very first time I've had contact with your show, not because of disinterest, but because the bandwidth here in this country does not support podcasts.
No, I understand. Okay, I just knew that you'd reached out to us. I mean,
I'm surprised you have not asked about drug use. The famous blue light hoax that occurred earlier in the year, the intimidations that I am on a substance called MDPV. You've asked some very soft questions so far, sir. I would suggest moving to hardball.
Okay, well, no, I mean, it's not that. It's just that we've seen all the demonization in the media, and so I always go with the little guy, because it's better that 10 guilty men go free than one innocent man go to jail. So I kind of take the defense attorney position in life because I grew up seeing the system posing as good guys, generally being the bad guys. Now maybe my life experiences skewed me towards always being for the underdog. I just wanted to, since you contacted us, I wanted to give you a chance to basically lay out all your points before we got into any hardball questions, as you call them.
All right. I think my points have been laid out, and I have appreciated that opportunity, sir. So,
well, okay, let's get into this standard. Let's get into standard media questions then. Where are you right now? How are you hiding now? How dare you kill that man? I mean, if you want those type of questions, you know you did it, McAfee. Just turn yourself in; it'll go easier on you. Come out with your hands up. Sure. No, seriously. How are you evading these guys so successfully?
Okay, number one, I did not kill Mr. Fall. That's the most absurd allegation of my entire life. Number two, I really cannot say anything about where I am, how I've evaded detection, what I look like, or anything else. I apologize for being evasive, but by saying something on a show of your size, I know for a fact the Belizean authorities are listening as we speak. So please forgive me for my
no. And listen, I was playing devil's advocate. I mean, obviously you are a innocent man until proven guilty, and I don't think you would do this. I don't think you go down the beach and kill somebody, when you have so much to lose. And I don't trust the Belizean authorities. But obviously people are wondering, well, you told me off air, you just said somebody of, quote, your age who's been around certainly knows how to hide out. And I guess your point is, that you're streetwise.
I am streetwise. The first half of my life was spent sort of on the streets. So 33 or 34 years ago, my life changed radically, hopefully for the better. When I stopped using drugs, I stopped drinking alcohol. I have not had a sip of wine, beer, or anything else in over 30 years, neither have I taken drugs in that period of time. I will be honest, I have started smoking cigarettes again, which some people call a drug, and I will fess up to that.
Why do you think they're claiming in the media?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
And I also drink coffee, which contains caffeine, which if you have 4 or 5 espressos is a pretty speedy hit. But beyond that, that's the extent of my drug use.
What would you like to see, best case scenario, them start a real investigation instead of just saying you did it?
Well, I would love a real investigation. However, it's not in the government's interest. If the real murderer is found, then suddenly this whole opportunity to remove McAfee as a major thorn in the government side simply disappears.
Now, again, you've had national media in your lab. I've seen the newscast. You're very proud of what you developed. You're I mean, you've told the press that you believe it's when you came up with this tropical antiseptic that they wanted, or a topical antiseptic that they came after you.
Well, at that point, obviously, had I continued and been successful, it would have been, a multi-billion-dollar company, and the government would want their dues. However, it became also clear that I am not a game player, not by the game that's played here, and that just pissed everybody off. It's just not the way the system works. The government allows you to do something, and in exchange, you have to pay up. I don't mind doing that if you want to do it in the form of taxes and tax everyone. I don't care how unjustly or how skewed it may be. But for someone to come and say, here, give me $5 million, that doesn't cut it. My answer is get the fuck off my property. Excuse my language, sir.
No, and I've been reading news articles where they do talk about claiming that you were on a forum bragging that you developed some new drug that you were on. I mean, anybody could go to a forum and say that in fact, they do stuff like that, that I'm developing a drug. In fact, I've had them say that about me. I had to sue somebody one time, saying, just making it up. I mean, I've never been involved in any drugs, period. I mean, I've been Mr. Straight my whole life, other than stealing beer out of golf carts a few times on the golf course growing up. When we come back, I want to ask you about those allegations, though, straight ahead, and any other points you want to make. And who knows, he's on with us. He can stay on with us a little bit longer before he goes on Joe Rogan's show after our show ends. Perhaps we should open the phones up for John McAfee. I'm Alex Jones. Our website's Infowars.com. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
What looks good under your Christmas tree and tastes even better? Big Berkey water filters. Yes, the gift of clean water. A gift that provides a great foundation for achieving good health in the lives of your loved ones. A Big Berkey water filter gives them protection from bacteria, heavy metals, chlorine, fluoride, pesticides and herbicides, VOCs and more. And best of all, a Big Berkey water filter is a gift that lasts for many years with no additional investment. And that saves time and money in filter replacements that other water filters require, and are even powerful enough to purify treated, untreated, or even stagnant pond water. As always, all orders over $50 are shipped free, and GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Order online at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, spelled Big, BERKEY, waterfilters.com, or call 877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Gift well this Christmas. Give a Big Berkey water filter.
In more ways than one, it's going to be a November to remember. Going on now, and just in time for the holidays, Emergency Essentials offers a huge Mountain House sale only at BePrepared.com. All Mountain House cans are 20 to 32% off. For example, a can of Mountain House Chili Mac, regularly $25.49, is now only $17.24. Scrambled eggs with bacon, usually $31.89, now only $21.56. And save 26% on a 3-day emergency kit, or save $123 on a 1-month supply of freeze-dried and dehydrated foods. Gift shoppers, check out the Catadine Vario water filter at 26% off, or get special pricing on the Gerber suspension multi-tool and the Volcano stove collapsible cooking combo. For details, call 800-999-1863 to experience exceptional customer service and Emergency Essentials low price guarantee. But hurry, the November to Remember sale ends November 30th. That's 800-999-1863. The choice is clear. Be unprepared or BePrepared.com.
Hello, this is Ty Bollinger, author of the best-selling book, Cancer, Step Outside the Box. I want you to know some very important information. In 1985, President Ronald Reagan requested that Carnivora be sent directly to the White House at a time when only the president could obtain this world-class healer. Now, 27 years later, Carnivora capsules are used around the world to keep people healthy. Now you can protect yourself and your loved ones in this age of superbugs with 17 naturally occurring compounds that instinctively respond to abnormal cells only without harming a single normal cell. If you want to stay healthy, now's your chance to literally wake up your critical immune cells to attack harmful invaders that don't belong in your body. Call 1-866-VENUS-FLY or order from Carnivora.com. That's Carnivora.com. That's 1-866-836-8735, 1-866-VENUS-FLY, or visit Carnivora.com. Protect your immune system. It's the only one you've got.
We will be victorious. We will be. Gotta love it. All right, John McAfee, sex, drugs, and antivirus software. And there he is looking like the older brother of Rob Zombie with his 12-gauge shotgun and a smile on his face. It looks like, you know, for a guy your age, you're in pretty good shape, buddy. Looks like you were having a little too much fun down there, but you say you didn't kill this guy. You know nothing about it. How were you able to get the heads up and get away from them before they came and threw you in their Belizean jail?
I saw the police coming up the beach. They're remarkably inept when it comes to hiding themselves.
Well, sure. And instead, and you'd already been harassed by them quite a bit, so I guess you knew to get out of there.
I did.
Okay, specifically, we were talking during the break. Why are you reaching out to Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, and why are you going with alternative media?
Okay, I'm reaching out to both you and Joe because my advisors suggested it. To be really frank, I'd never heard your show before, nor Joe Rogan's. Again, not because of disinterest, but because we... No,
but that's a good place to go because we're at least real people.
So that's why I'm on there. But the internet, because if you look at traditional news, traditional media, it's nothing more than regurgitation of what's been said. Whereas on the internet, you are more real-time. You have access to more facilities, and it tends to be a little truer story.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, because I don't have somebody pulling my strings. And I can tell you, big network people, they've got people pulling their strings. They're reading off teleprompters. So at least here we're having a real discussion, you know, person to person, man to man. Now, expanding, I guess I'll put my foot in my mouth because, I mean, I wouldn't make these statements. You say you don't use drugs. So why are you on a drug forum making these comments? I made the leap. But then I see how ridiculous the comments are. It makes sense. You were being sarcastic. Tell folks about the MP, the MDPV. You were making jokes about bath salts.
Right. I wasn't actually making jokes. I was trying to sound as serious as possible. To tell the story, about 10 years ago, a drug showed up in Europe called MDPV-10. Now, MDPV stands for methylene dioxypyrovalerone. The drug was the magical sex drug. It's what the world's been looking for as the ultimate marital aid. It was obviously a made-up story, but millions of people believed it. They kept talking about it. They were still talking about it on Blue Light, which is the world's largest drug forum board. On a bet from a friend, I went online and created a thread that went on for more than 1,000 posts. Now, it was so absurdly false. Now, think about it. If I had rediscovered MDPV-10, I wouldn't be going to manufacture it. I would take a sample of the formula, walk into the Bayer offices, and the president of the company on his knees would hand me a check for $1 billion while he was muttering, "The world is ours." I mean, it's absurd, totally absurd. And
well, that may be why you got raided, because the idiot Belizean authorities knew you were running a laboratory. You've been on the news about it. They probably thought you had it and were going to torture you to get it.
Well, thank God they didn't torture me. I got out of jail in time and took refuge on the island. But it was so obviously a prank, so obviously, because that board does have legitimate chemists on it. All couple of hundred of them who were reading it, they all said, "This is a hoax. People don't believe this crap." And so they left. But the rank and file, they just kept the thing going. I mean, anybody who reads it will know, obviously.
No, my gut tells me that you screwed around about this.
I had all kinds of things. But, my God, had I developed that, had I rediscovered the formula, trust me, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Sure, my gut tells me...
I would be a Bayer executive, not having to work.
John McAfee's our guest, the software developer, famous, and now even more famous, being a murder suspect in Belize. We're back in 60 seconds. Let's talk about it. But my gut tells me your little joke, got you in this trouble.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
We have witnessed 2 terrible storms in the east, but we are still in the eye of the perfect storm. The most devastating economic conditions since the Great Depression, America's worst drought in agricultural history, and now the economic results of the presidential election. This perfect storm is a huge threat to everyone's food supply. I just doubled down and got even more supplies from eFoods Direct, and I recommend you do the same. It's time to get your own supply from eFoods Direct. I know I won't be standing in a bread line trading my free